Hello guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. So today we'll be building AI RAG agents with n8n. So don't worry, it's no code. You don't have to know how to code or be technical before you can build it. So what this AI agents chatbots actually does is that it takes information from the database. So instead of manually searching through documents, you can take the document and upload it in the database. Then the AI goes through the database, reads it, and give you information or question you ask it. So this is an example of the AI database. This is an example of the AI database. Let me show you guys. This is an example of the AI database. So what we are going to use today is the iOS 18. This is the information, this is the data we are going to use today. So this is the iOS 18, understand? So let's ask it information about this iOS 18. This is the Apple released iOS 18. So let's ask it. So what is the coolest feature in iOS 18? Let's hope it works. Of course it works. Okay, one of the coolest features in iOS 18 is the eye tracking. It lets users navigate their iPhone experience using their eye, enhancing accessibility and interaction without needing extra hardware. Pretty amazing, right? Yeah, of course, pretty amazing. So let's go. Let's start building. So of course today we'll be building. It's just a simple AI agent, no code to and step by step. A quick demo. Let me show you guys a quick demo of how to start building this AI agents. So resources needed. First, we need n8n. This is the platform we are going to be building the AI agents in. Then we need Pinecone. Pinecone is like the vector store, like the database. This is where when you upload these documents, you first of all pull it, you upload it to the database. It's like the storage. Yeah, that's what Pinecone is the database you are going to upload the document to. Then we have the Google Drive. This is where we'll be pulling the document from and uploading it in our database, which is Pinecone. Then Open API. Open API is this is where we'll connect the agent to make it think smart and be able to give us good and reasonable answer for our question. So what next? We have two workflows. We have the push data to Pinecone and AI agent. To build this, we just have two workflows: push data to Pinecone and the AI agent. Push data to Pinecone is like pushing the data we need to the database, you understand? Like kind of storing it to the database, you understand? Then the AI agent, this is where we just build the AI agent and try to connect it with the database. So it pulls information from the database. We have already pushed what we need to the database. Then the second workflow pulls information. Then when we ask the AI agent to do what is this, it goes to the database and pulls information from there and gives us a smart answer. So guys, let's start building. So first of all, yeah, okay, this is the AI agent I built before, so let's build it together. So first of all, you create workflow. You add the trigger node. Trigger node is like what starts the workflow. So here we are going to click on trigger manually. So on execute, or when click, this is like how do I, this is what starts the workflow, and it shows that when you click on it, that's when the workflow will start. When you click, that's when the workflow will start. So another thing we have to add is the Google Drive. This is where we pull the data from, Google Drive. And you have to download a file. We have to download the file. So before you do this, first of all, you will push the data. Like this is what you want to this is what you want to work with. This is what you are going to work with. So first of all, you push it to the database. First, you push it to the database. Then with this node, you push it to the database. Then with this node, you will download the data. You understand? You first of all push it to the database, then download the data. So operation we are going to use here is download. From, we can search iOS 18. iOS 18 new feature. You can also search by URL or by ID, but we can also search by name. So we search for the PDF version. So we are done with this workflow. We are going to let's check it out first. Execute workflow. We are pulling the data from Google Drive. So you have seen our data now. It comes in as binary. So then this is where we put the database, Pinecone vector store. Add document to vector store. So first of all, you have to create credential. I should have mentioned it earlier. First, you have to create credentials. Client ID and client secrets. This gives this kind of with this client ID and client secret, it gives n8n the permission to go to your Google Drive. This is like telling n8n, this is the key. You can go to my Google Drive and do whatever. Like, I'm giving you permission to go to my Google Drive. So that's what this does. So how to create client ID and client secrets? You first of all go to Google Cloud API and Services. First of all, you go to Google Cloud API and Services. You search for Google Drive. Google Drive API. Yeah, you enable the API. If you haven't enabled it, you see a button here that shows enable. That's where you enable the API. As you can see, mine is already enabled. So when you are done enabling the API and services, you go to you create credentials. You create new credentials. What's client ID? You create new credentials. Just follow the steps and create new credentials. That's after you are done creating new credentials, you get your client ID and client secret, which we would put here. Your client ID and client secrets. You understand? Which you will put here. Don't forget to configure your OS consent screen. That's where you put this what redirect URL. That's where you put it. So mine is already saved. Mine is already saved, you understand. Once you are done with it, it will connect automatically. So mine is already saved. So okay, so we are now pushing this data to Pinecone vector store. We are pushing it to the database to be stored, you understand. So just like Google Drive, you also create credentials for Pinecone, but here you just need API key, you understand. You just need API key. It's very easy. Go to Pinecone vector store, you create an index. You can name it anything. Mine, I named mine let me show you guys. I named my iOS. So you can name yours anything, but what you have to do, once you are done naming it, you can name it anything. What you have to configure is embedding. You have to put it in embedding pretty small, and you have to change here the dimension to 1536. Then you create your index. Mine is already created, so I don't need to create more. So once you are done creating your index, you come here, API key. You can generate new API key. This gives n8n access to your Pinecone vector store, like that, your database. It gives it access to your database. So so let's go back to our workflow. So once you are done, choose a file. Remember what you named it with. That's what you are going to choose, the name. So documents, default data loader. You have to customize. Okay. The data type of data is binary. As you can see from that, our this thing, I'll show you guys in a minute. Is binary. Custom text splitting. And here you add text splitter, recursive character text splitter, chunk size. This is the chunk size is how to store the data in the database. It is stored like 1000 characters per time, you understand. So 1000 word. The PDF is really big, so you store it like 1000 characters per chunk. That's how you store it in the database. Chunk overlap. That's how the chunk is overlapped. So nothing much. So you come here, test embedding, open AI. Yeah, configure it 3 small. Remember our embedding in Pinecone vector store is 3 small. So okay, sorry, I forgot to tell you guys. You have to also set up your credentials here. You just need API key. I think this is the last one. You just need API key. You can, if I don't explain it well, you can go through the docs. You can go through the docs on how to set up API key. As I said earlier, API key is like giving Pinecone, I'm giving n8n the access to your open source. You understand? So that's what the API key is all about. So. Okay, I think we are done here. So let's execute this workflow. What we are doing is trying to, yeah, it's executed successfully. So we have stored this data inside our database, which is Pinecone vector store. So let's rename this our workflow, push data, push data, push data. So from this, we let me recap what I said before. From this, we put the document, then we stored it inside our database. You understand? So we are going to build another agent now that pulls information. If we are going to build the main AI agent that pulls information from this database. So if you ask the agent question, it goes to this database and pull information and answer our question smartly. So we are done with the first step, which is storing the data in our database. So let's create new workflow. This is where we create the agent. So it will be on click on chat message, because we are connecting it to the AI agent. So on chat message, so we go to AI and we get the AI agent. We get the AI agent. So system message, we are going to prompt this AI agent when we are done. To like prompting is like giving the AI agent instruction on what to do, how to reply to people, you know, how to use the tools available. You understand? So that's, we need to prompt it, but I think it will be after we are done building the agent. So tools, we have first of all our chat model, OpenAI chat model, OpenAI chat model. I do use 4.0. Remember to, once you are done setting up your credentials, that's one good thing about n8n. Once you are done setting up your credential, it will automatically set. So chat embedding 4.0. I don't know, I prefer 4.0. We have many others you can use, but I think 4.0 is, for me, is still good. Text embedding 4.0. Have memory. Why we are putting memory is so it can be able to like store our like last 5 questions. You understand? It stores our questions, like kind of remembers our last 5 questions. That's why we are adding memory, so that the agent can be able to remember our last 5 questions. So you can see connected to a trigger node, context window length, last 5 questions. It remembers the maximum of the last 5 questions we just asked it. So I think memory is important. So our tool, we have vector store 2, question and answer vector store 2, vector store, Pinecone vector store, no, Pinecone store question and answer 2. So we are going to prompt this Pinecone vector store. We are going to prompt it like to tell it what to do. So call this tool to access information. To answer the user's question. call this tool to access information to answer the user's question. Okay. So the model, OpenAI chat model. OpenAI chat model. For OpenAI chat model. For OpenAI chat model. So vector store, this is the main database, the main vector store. You understand? We can't add the vector store direct, so that's why we added the tool first, then we now connect the vector store to the tool. We have Pinecone vector store, Pinecone vector store. We have my credentials already. Retrieve. Now we are retrieving information. You know, before the first workflow we stored information in the database. Now we are retrieving information from the database. So it's gonna be retrieve document as vector store. Yeah, retrieve document, not store. So iOS, Pinecone namespace. We have to add Pinecone namespace, and you must remember the namespace. You must remember the namespace you saved it with in Pinecone. So when you have like multiple workflows, it won't be problem, because it will definitely find your own, like your own where you saved your file with the Pinecone namespace. But if you don't provide the namespace, it will be much harder to find like your data in the database. So yeah, sorry, I'm trying to arrange this to look good. So embedding, OpenAI, after embedding, trace more. Remember to put trace more, because that was what we configured in the Pinecone database. So okay, we are done. I wanted us to test it, but we have to prompt the agent first, so I almost forgot. So to prompt the agent, the easiest way for me is not a good process, but for me the easiest way is to like screenshot this, screenshot this workflow, and give it to ChatGPT to prompt for us. But that's not if you have like complex workflow, I don't advise to use this method, you understand. But because we have just few workflow and it's not really that much, we can just rush it with ChatGPT. You can just give it to ChatGPT to prompt for us. Save. So let's go to our ChatGPT. Okay, ChatGPT. Yep. So we are giving it to ChatGPT to prompt for us. AI agents, AI agents. Okay, give it to chat to prompt for us. Prompt these agents to answer questions. From the user. Okay. Include background. So up to be background contents and instructions also tell the agent to answer also tell the agent to answer concisely, use emojis where needed. Okay, let's give to chat to prompt these agents for us. Okay. Okay. Yeah, instance, the background, instructions, output style, example of behavior. Okay, I think this is good. So let's copy. Control C, paste in our workflow. Also have to clear this. Control V. And save workflow. So I think we are done cooking. Let's test this workflow. What are we going to access? I'm looking for what to access. I think we can. Fuck. Not even. Oh, fuck. Okay, what is smart reply? Let's ask it. What is smart reply in iOS 18? Okay. Smart reply. iOS 18. Let's see. Yeah, I hope it works, but I think it will actually work. Of course. iOS Smart Reply offers quick response option based on the content of your email, suggested details, response to address specific questions in email, provides relevant rely options in predictions, and tap the text field. So guys, this is how to build AI RAG agents with no code tool like n8n. So if this is your first time in our channel, click like, subscribe, and I will keep you guys updated. Thanks for watching the video.